It is the second semester of Algebra 1. I am Mr. Reynolds, and we are going to rock this semester and do really great things. So I kind of want to give you an overview of how I think this chapter and then this semester is going to go. And then we'll start talking about the general breakdown of things. First of all, thank you for being here. Thank you for your patience with me while I get everything uploaded. Um, I'm going to start trying to upload things in chunks so that you have the opportunity to work at your own pace and to complete these as you want to. I'll be posting instructional videos as soon as I can. First thing I want to do is to give you an overview, and that's this video. Second thing I want to do is to make sure that you have all of the assignments available. And then third, I'm going to go through and actually make lessons teaching to each of those assignments so that you have a really solid understanding of how to do those. Okay, so first off, we started out the semester with that Chapter 1 review. If you haven't done that, make sure you do that. The answers have also been posted for that so that you can kind of double check your work and see how you're doing in that area. If you cannot do one-step, two-step, multi-step equations, you will not be able to pass geometry. So make sure you get into tutoring sessions with me until we get you to the point where you can do that comfortably. Moving on, what we're doing starting today, starting this week, is we're going to go back and review order of operations, PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, and addition and subtraction. Later and throughout the semester and the rest of the year, I'm going to try and change that P to a G from parentheses to grouping symbols. Parentheses are an example of a grouping symbol, but it's not the only one. So, want to get you ready for the upcoming math courses that you're going to have to take throughout high school and maybe throughout college. So, here we go. Okay, so we're going to be working on order of operations. Here are the order of operations, or you can Google them and find them. Second thing I want to focus on is graphing. These are all points that need to be graphed. Again, I'm going to be making videos for all of these, so we're not going to go into detail right now. Third thing that we're going to do, we're going to start getting into new material. You need to understand how to do order of operations and graphing. In order to do this, we're going to talk about graphing using a table, looking at functions, plotting in points for x, figuring out what the y is when the x is a certain value, and then using those to create points that we can actually use to graph lines. So we started out graphing points, we're going to start graphing lines in a variety of different ways. This way is called the table method, and that's the way that we're going to start getting into all of this. Then we'll start talking about slope. This is Slope Man. You'll definitely be very familiar with Slope Man and Slope Dude by the time we're done. The different kinds of slope. Talking about how slope is rise over run, or delta y over delta x. How we can identify those points and find slope that way graphically. But then we're going to start looking at slope using an equation. So if they give you 2 points, then you can figure out how much the slope is that way. So we'll have slope visually. We'll have slope using the slope equation, and we'll practice that a lot, and then we'll practice graphing vertical and horizontal lines so that eventually we can get to the material that I don't have right here in front of me right now, which is graphing in a variety of other ways. So let's work together on that. I've broken this into a few different pieces, and you'll see those as soon as you're done with this video, hopefully. So there's that. Let's go on with the rest of the semester. So that's going to be Unit 3. Remember that Big Ideas Math is where your e-textbook is, and when you log in, you want to log in with Clever. So log in with Google using your student ID. Again, on the learning resources and helpful links back in the modules, there's a video on this too. I'm going to log in as a teacher. You're not, because you're the student. So, okay, let's try this again. Log in with Clever. Ta-da! Ebook. So, we're going to click on the ebook. You will not have as many books as me, hopefully, because this is a lot. This is too many books. So, we are in Algebra 1, the Oklahoma edition. Okay, let's just take a look at the table of contents as soon as it comes up. So, Unit 1, solving linear equations, we did that. Solving linear inequalities, we did that. We started Chapter 3, graphing linear functions. We're going to finish that. We're going to skip over um, chapters 4 and 5, except writing equations of parallel and perpendicular lines. I really want to cover parallel and perpendicular slope because you're going to need that for geometry. Um, Solving systems of linear equations is great and wonderful. I'm not sure that we're going to have time for it, honestly. The two chapters that I really, really, really want to make sure that we hit hard: properties of exponents, or exponential function and sequences, and polynomials. With exponential functions and sequences, we're going to start talking about the properties of exponents, and there are several properties of exponents, and we're going to start talking about square roots and cubed roots and things like that, and how all of those relate to different powers. And then we're going to move on to polynomials, where we will talk about adding and subtracting polynomials, multiplying polynomials, all of that stuff, and factoring. This is probably as far as we're going to get with the semester, but they are things that I want to cover very, very, very well. It is going to be faster paced with tougher stuff than last semester. So if you didn't pass last semester, or if you passed it by the skin of your teeth, you will want to get in tutoring on a regular basis. We are going to start that new schedule of Wednesdays, so you guys will be able to come into school in person if you want to get that in person help. Or what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the internet as well during those lessons that I do, so that you can come in and ask questions when there's time to ask questions. So look forward to that. As always, as usual, I'm also available from or at 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. most days. Sometimes there's different schedules going on, and sometimes there's different appointments. So just remember to schedule those ahead of time. Please email me or send me a message in Canvas, and we will take care of that. So again, we did chapters 1 and 2. We started chapter 3. We're going to finish chapter 3. We're going to just barely touch on chapter 4, and then we'll jump to properties of exponents, and then we'll jump to polynomials, and that will finish our semester out. So hang tight. It's going to be a fun semester, but it's going to be a busy one. Ask questions when you have them. Let's get together for our live sessions. Let's get together for help sessions. I look forward to working with you.